Joy Guru. Today I would like to narrate a silent manifestation of love and devotion of God and two of his disciples. By God, here I want to refer or I want to mean Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. And by the two disciples, I would like to mean two older ladies. Now, this narration, or you can say this incident, was explained by a disciple named Dhurjyoti Krishna Niyogi. He was a disciple of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. At the age of 9, he lost his mother, that is Dhurjyotida. He lost his mother at the age of 9. And he felt a vast blankness, a vast emptiness, and he had great depression. However, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha used to come at Kolkata off and on. And Dhurjyotida was a resident of Kolkata. He lived with his maternal grandmother. One day, he was initiated with his maternal grandmother by the holy name of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha through Satish Chandra Goswami, one of the Ritiks of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. And in 1912, I think, not actually 12, in 1922, when Dhurjyotida was 12 years old or like that. One day he got this news that Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha will come at Kolkata, and accordingly Dhurjyotida went there. Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha at that point of time was residing at a building, or you can say at a building placed at Horitoki Bagan, and the number of that building, as far as Dhurjyoti Krishna Niyogi had remembered, was 1/1C. I don't know the present address. But then Dhurjyotida went there, and he understood that Sri Thakur was in the first floor. And accordingly, Dhurjyotida went there, and he saw that Sri Thakur was sitting on a four-legged cot. And then suddenly, he saw that Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha was looking towards him and also looking to other objects and scenes. Dhurjyotida suddenly wanted to test him, wanted to examine him. He said to him, of course, secretly in his mind, that if you are really the God, then you will have to look upon me as long as I will look upon you. You cannot shift, you cannot change your pupils of your eyes towards any other direction. This was the, you can say, this was the injunction, rather, or you can say this was the order, you can say, of that particular 12 years old Dhurjyotida. And the moment this thought occurred in the mind of Dhurjyotida, he saw that Sri Thakur was gazing towards him with a fixed look. And the Dhurjyotida also gazed to him intently. And this scene continued for a long while. But then afterwards, Dhurjyotida could not fix his eyes towards him anymore. He felt a sort of uneasiness. And the moment he shifted his eyes, he casted his eyes towards another direction. And then when he saw Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, then he saw that still Thakur was looking towards him intently. And then then he laughed a wonderful laugh, and he went towards balcony where people were waiting for him. Then Dhurjyotida has commented that I have got the most precious treasure in my life, because with the loss of my mother, I felt that this whole universe is nothing but a vast emptiness, vast blankness. No one is there for me. No near and dear is present in this earth for me. So, but then Sri Thakur, however, for the first time, he felt that he is the most near and dear one. And Dhurjyadida also has commented like this, that not that I had realized that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was the God at that point of time, not at all. But then one thing was clear, that Dhurjyadida has commented that I cannot get my mother back, but the God about whom my mother implanted his idea in my mind, I got him today. And he responded me, or you can say, yes, he responded me by the language of my own mind. So therefore, I got a real precious, you can say a precious thing, or you can say a precious, or you can say the most precious object of my life. This was the statement of Dhurjyadida. And he saw a wonderful sight. That is what I want to elaborate. On 1929, by then Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was 41 years old, as he was born on 1888, so therefore he was 41 years old. Then one day, on one fine evening, while Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was sitting on a slanting bench, of his native village Himayatpur, namely Himayatpur, which is near Pabna town of present Bangladesh. Then he was sitting on the slanting bench, and it was evening, or rather approaching evening, and Dhurjyadida felt a kind of commonness between dawn and dusk. This is rather a juncture time of two periods. This is the time where people, you can say, meditate upon God. In other words, this time is very beautiful for meditation. This is said like, or meditation or prayer, this is said like this. And all of them who were present around Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, they went away for prayer, for offering prayer. And they also signaled Dhurjyadida to come with them. But then Dhurjyadida declined to go with them, and he wanted to remain with Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, as he thought that he came to this ashram for few days. So therefore, he would not lost even a second without Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. So therefore, he decided to sit there. And then it is also, I should say, a wonderful thing that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra did not tell him to go for prayer. This is also the beauty of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Anyway, and then he saw that Sri Thakur was waiting all along for someone. He didn't understand for whom. But afterwards, he saw a faint light of a lantern. And he saw that two older ladies were coming towards Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra with a very slow steps. One of the ladies were more than 100 years old, and it is said he got this information that this woman was not sighted by the sun, and this type of woman is called Asujjam Pasha. In Bengali, it is called Asujjam Pasha. That means that they do not come out in public. Maybe that's the way of their life. I should say way of their life. So therefore, and the other woman was also almost 60 years old, because as Dhurjyadida has stated, that woman was of the age of the mother of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, that is Mata Manmohani Devi. So therefore, she was also almost 60 years old. She was carrying that old lady who was more than 100 years old, towards Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra with a lantern. And after a long while, they, however, came to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And then that 60 years old lady, she actually lifted the lantern towards the face of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And that lady, because of the old age, her eyes were closed by the two eyelids. But then that lady, you see, I should say, that lady, however, lifted her two eyelids with her two hands, and she saw the face of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And that 60 years old lady, she was, as I have already stated, that she was, I should say, turning the lantern, you see, at the vicinity of the face of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And sometimes it happened like that her hands were trembling, and the lantern, you see, got touched with the cheeks of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. But then Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra remained as an idol made up of soil. He was motionless, he was vibrationless. And that old lady, however, saw Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra for a long while. And that 60 years old lady also saw him intently. And Dhurjodita, you see, thought that a kind of, you see, as people greet idol by waving lantern, these two ladies were doing the same thing. That is, the two ladies, as if they were greeting Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra by waving the lamp for a long while. See, no words were exchanged between them. But then when they were contented, then they returned back through the pathway that they came. You see, and then, you see, Dhurjodita has commented that I have seen a silent manifestation of love and affection. What actually amazed me is the behavior, is the dealing of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. He gave all the opportunities to those two women to see him, you see, I should say, contentedly. In other words, he actually fulfilled their wishes. Maybe, you see, that was you can say, the last wish of that particular lady who was more than 100 years old. And it was learned that those two ladies were the neighbors of Bosma. You know, Bosma was a kind of foster mother for Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. As Jashoda was a foster mother of Lord Krishna, almost like that. That is, Bosma actually brought up Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra during his childhood days. And you see, therefore, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra actually loved them very much. And you see, now this scene, or you can say this incident, I would like to say, tells us many things. In other words, this incident gives us different kind of messages. Number one is that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was waiting for someone. Why? That is, each and every dealings of his, each and every behavior of his is not without a meaning. That Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was waiting all along is because of the fact that someone or some people were coming towards him for seeing him, for their, you see, for their, you can say, to fulfill their wish to see Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. As both of the ladies, at least one of them, were, as I have already stated, were, I should say, one of the ladies was not sighted by the sun. In other words, she didn't come in public, even for once. So therefore, she wanted to meet Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, you see, only in dark, and she wished her, I should say, wished her, or you can say, she got her opportunity to see Sri Thakur, you see, with full satisfaction. And that 60 years old lady also, both of them, as I have already stated, they were the neighbors of Bosma. So therefore, they also brought up Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra during his childhood days. Now, the second thing is this, that we must see the forbearance, the patience, the endurance of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. He didn't move his face from them, though actually he actually endured, I should say, he persevered the heat of the lantern for a long while. It is not really, I should say, we cannot imagine for any human being to forbear such a kind of, I can say, a kind of torture. But he actually, forbeared this kind of torture, love torture, you may say. This is nothing but a silent manifestation of love and affection. And then there is another message also, that by doing such, Sri Thakur is actually paying the debts that he owed to these two ladies. As I have already stated, that during his childhood days, these two ladies brought up him, at least to a certain extent. As I have already stated, Bosma was actually the foster mother, you can say foster mother of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Though Mata Monmani Devi actually brought up Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, but see, sometimes she gave Bosma to take care of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. You see, so therefore, in a way, she was like Jashoda Ma. Anyway, but these two ladies also brought up Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. So therefore, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, by fulfilling the wish of these two ladies, you see, actually Sri Thakur was paying the debts, you see, of these two ladies that he owed. This is my humble opinion. And lastly, I should say that, as I have already stated, that you see that he knew that these two ladies were coming to see him. So therefore, he was waiting eagerly. So therefore, I should say, this incident was predestined, and he knew it. And Dhurjodada was the witness of this incident. Otherwise, we could not know this incident. But Dhurjodada, however, remained, I should say, Dhurjodada witnessed the whole scenario. And I should say, by his gesture, we come to know that this scenario had happened. Now, this scenario actually reminds me a sloka of Lord Krishna. You see, it is the sloka of 11th sloka of 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna is telling like this: Je jatha mam prapadyante tangs tathaiva bhajamaham mama vartama anuvartante manusya partha sarvasah. It means that, you see, according to the manner in which they approach me, I favor them in that very manner. Lord Krishna is telling that according to the manner in which they approach me, they means people approach me, I favor them in that very manner. So, O son of Kunti, human beings follow my path in every way. This is the meaning of this sloka. Let me tell it again. Je jatha mam prapadyante tangs tathaiva bhajamaham mama vartama anuvartante manusya partha sarvasah. As I have already stated, that according to the manner in which they approach me, they means people approach me, I favor them in that very manner. As just see that these two ladies, one of them was, you can say, was not sighted by the sun even. She didn't come in the public even for once. And that particular lady wanted to see Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra all alone, and that too in the dark. So, and Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra fulfilled her wish. Maybe that was her last wish. Who knows? We do not know. But then, as this lady, this particular lady who was more than 100 years old, her manner was to see Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, or in dark, not in the sunlight. And so therefore, according to the manner in which they approach to me, Lord Krishna is stating like this. According to the manner this lady wanted to approach to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra favored her in that very manner. Isn't this case? Isn't not the example of this particular sloka? This is the, I should say this is the real life example. At least this is my humble opinion. So therefore, that is the reason why I am narrating this incident. This is rather, you can say, this is the silent manifestation of love and affection of God and of his two disciples, namely of this particular lady who was more than 100 years old and that particular lady who was 60 years old. And love and affection, that is love and affection, that these two ladies actually loved Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra very much, because they saw him from his birth rather. So therefore, they brought him, and you see, so therefore they loved him, and they had immense affection towards Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And accordingly, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra also, you see, I should say, favored them in that very manner. See, he didn't move even for a second. He remained as motionless as a vibrationless idol made up of soil. So and this way, he, I should say, gave the opportunity to these two ladies to see him to their fullest satisfaction. So therefore, in conclusion, I would like to say that God is so nearer to us, so near and dear to us, that he is always waiting for us. The only thing that if we want to meet him, if we want to we want to see him, he is always eager to give his, I should say, he is always eager to come towards us. This is my humble submission before you. So live in love. Joy Guru.